In from Obosi, where the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has described Chief Emeka Anyoko and his foundation as a resource base for future generations and intellectuals. Governor Soludo stated this at the 91st birthday celebration of Chief Anyoko, who is a former Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations. A.T. Kabana tells us more.
And Bunmi Anyoko Foundation Center, Museum, Library and Philanthropy were officially commissioned. The center, established by Chief Anyoko and his wife, Bunmi, is located in Obosi, Idemili North Local Government Area of Anambra State. Governor Soludo, while performing the function, promised to back the Anyoko Foundation Center through an endowment fund and described Chief Anyoko as one who has lived a life of impact, dedicated to public service and humanity. He stressed on the importance of acknowledging and celebrating heroes during their lifetime and applauding their contributions to humanity. According to the governor, his administration focuses on improving human capital development through policies and programs that support free education, healthcare, and less privileged, even as he used the opportunity to encourage wealthy individuals to invest in community development, including channeling resources towards promoting activities in government schools and public services.
60–70% of the success of anything starts with the soundness of the idea. And if it is sound, we've got to think it through. And this center will enable us in these various areas. And I'm particularly also struck by the fact that we're going to be supporting the less privileged in terms of their education. Human capital. It's very, very critical.
The director of the center, Ms. Oluchi Nguzoro, said that the center houses a museum, library, archives, among others. Chief Anyoko, in a vote of thanks, thanked God for the gift of longevity to attain age 91, adding that the center is a testament and fulfillment of a shared dream between himself and his wife to encourage reading culture and learning within the community.
Today's commissioning of this center is a fulfillment of a dream that my wife and I have had for many years. I've always wanted to support education of our young people and indeed also our adults. And by providing a library here, we hope that the library will assist the young people and the adults in acquiring reading culture.
The event was attended by former Governor Peter Obi, Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Ernest Ezadue, Traditional Ruler of Onitsha, Igwe Nemeka Achebe, the Traditional Ruler of Obosi, Igwe Chidubem Iweka, among others.
Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State has paid the examination fees for candidates of the Onitsha Custodial Center of the Correctional Services who start for the National Business and Technical Examination Board, NBT's General Certificate of Education and Technical Examinations. This was in fulfillment of his promise to ensure that the inmates of the center left it better as better citizens that they joined, handing over the check of 1,220,000 naira for the 54 candidates. The Anambra State Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumude, pointed out that the gesture was in keeping with Governor Soludo's resolve to make better citizens out of the inmates after service. She urged the beneficiaries to make maximum use of the opportunity provided to better their lots. Earlier, the Controller of Corrections, Anambra State Command, OSIFO, appreciated Governor Soludo for the material and financial donations to the Onitsha Custodial Center. It was a massive influx of people into Ekwulobia Nzenozo Society as 182 persons joined the prestigious society, including male children who were initiated into the society by their fathers. The 182 persons were initiated into the Nzenozo Ekwulobia during the 10th Njualo Muchi festival held at the village square, having completed the required rites for taking the title. Our correspondent, Emmanuel Okonkwo, tells us more.
Title is meant for men who have attained a certain level in life and have achieved a remarkable feat for themselves and the society. But the reverse is the case with the Ekwulobia community in Agwata local government area, where male children, including those that are within the age of 5 or below, can take this title as long as they have someone to bankroll them. During the Njwalo Umuchu, out of the 182 persons that took the Ozo title, 5 Ozo Jiagu, another 5 Ozo Ogbeji, 2 Ozo Adama, and 179 took Ozo Nwa, which is the one given to the male children according to the tradition of the town. In an interview with the ABS shortly after the initiation ceremony, the Isinze Umuchi Chief Anselm Ezenwankwo said that the Ozo title is one of the titles given to people in Igbo land, and Ekwulobia in particular, as a way of ensuring sanity in the community, as the holders are expected to always stand for the truth, fight impunity, and abstain from all forms of evil and the likes. He explained that they initiate infants into the prestigious Ozo society of the town to get them learn to love and cherish their culture and tradition from the tender age, as well as make them abstain and hate evil early in life for a better society. Earlier, the secretary of the Nzenozu Muchi, Chief Ifechukwu Ezokoye, who read out an address on behalf of the group, explained that initiation of the male children into the Nzenozo Ekwulobia helps in shaping the children to develop into responsible and useful persons in the community, saying that they are under the care, supervision, and mentorship of their respective fathers. One of the newly initiated Ozo title holders, Chief Chinedu Chiebue, with the title name Nze Oderatukumma Nkembu Nekwulobia, observed that title taking is very important as it helps in bettering the society, adding that he decided to take the Ozo title because of his quest to contribute his quota in the sanitization of the society, and promised to stick to the rules guiding Ozo Ekwulobia and be an ambassador of peace and truth at all times. In separate interviews, a stakeholder in the community, Chief Emeko Keke, and a United Kingdom-based man who initiated his 3 sons into the Nzenozo Ekwulobia Society, Chief John Kennedy Ezenwankwo, noted that Ozo title taking is one of the major traditions their forefathers handed over to them that they will never allow to go into extinction, pointing out that the title, among other things, helps to ignite peace, love, and unity in the community. From Ekwulobia, in Agwata Council area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
And living Ekwulobia now, a group of estate developers under the name Living God Estate has cried out to Anambra State government to come to their rescue as people of Umuazomuogali village Oba, who allegedly sold plots of land to them, are now disrupting ongoing developmental works at their estate. The Living God Estate developers revealed this while fielding questions from journalists at Zone 13 headquarters, Zukbo. Our reporter, Justice Onyemobi, filed the report taken from our studios.
Mr. Anthony Ibabuchi explained that the coup bought the land in 2012, paid fully for the land, including all customary requirements and development fees, only for the sellers to surface in 2023 to lay claim on the land again, saying that it falls under compensatory land that government gave them. Mr. Ibabuchi said that the sellers told the developers that they must pay additional 2,162,000 naira for each plot of the land to the sellers, or else they will demolish the structures already put in place here, or they will stop the work. He added that since the developers refuse to go by the frivolous demands of the sellers from Umuogali village Oba, the sellers are now invading the estate, disrupting ongoing developmental works at the estate.
Water is in the court, so it will be in the court, and after the first hearing, they also came into and stopped work in the estate and threatened to demolish all the building that we should pay them 2,160,000. And failing to do so, and they will demolish every building in that area.
Another another developer, Mr. Benjamin Chigozie, in his contributions, revealed that the case is already in court and they are at Zone 13 headquarters Ubo to notify the police of the issue and wondered what compensatory land means.
November last year, they came and placed a paper that we must pay about 2,160,000 each plot in our estate. That if we fail to pay the money, and then we start a demolition in that estate.
In his remarks, Mr. Onyebuchi Ohajianya, who also belongs to the Living God Estate Developers, called on Anambra State government and good-spirited individuals to come and intervene in the issue as they cannot fight the battle alone. It will be recalled that Anambra State government has repeatedly called on the Anambra in diaspora to come home and invest to help develop the states.
The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, says no fewer than 106 fathers abandoned their children in Gombe State in 2023. The Public Relations Officer of the Commission's Gombe State Office, Mr. Ali Alola Alfinti, made this known in Gombe to journalists. He expressed concern over what he described as increasing cases of child abandonment in the state. He said it had become a cause for concern for the Commission. Alola Alfinti said out of 28 complainants treated by the Commission in 2023, 106 were about six fathers abandoning their children. He said it represented 37.9% of the total cases treated in the year. He explained that paternal abandonment is a situation whereby a father abandons his responsibilities to his children, resulting in the child being abandoned. He added that when a father fails to provide the necessary care for the children's well-being, it usually results in the child being neglected, which he said could affect their development psychologically, physically, and emotionally. Pakistan's top military and civilian leaders are to conduct a national security review over the standoff they are having with Iran after the neighboring countries targeted each other with missile strikes that have raised fears of further instability across the region. Caretaker Prime Minister Anwar al-Hagakaka called the meeting on Friday, a day after the nuclear-armed nation launched strikes on the hideouts of armed groups in Iran's Sistan Balochistan province, killing at least 9 people. Pakistan's retaliatory action followed Iran's air raids against the armed group Jaish al-Adil in Pakistan's southwestern border province of Balochistan, in which 2 people died. A security official said Chief of Army Staff and Head of Intelligence Services will attend the meeting. Kakar cut short his visit to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, following the attack. The tit-for-tat strikes have been the largest cross-border intrusions in recent years and have raised alarm about wider instability in the Middle East since the war between Israel and Hamas erupted on October 7. Coming back to Nigeria, the remains of late Lady Roselyn Anyora of Ofa Village, Aglozibo, in Anoche Council area has been laid to rest at her husband's compound. Lady Roselyn passed away at the age of 80 and was the mother of Chief Arinze Anyora. We bring you the details of the report.
At St. Patrick's Catholic Church, Aglozibo, was officiated by the Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafo. Notable dignitaries including Governor Chukwuma Soludo, represented by his Principal Secretary, Barrister Joaquim Aneto, former Anambra State Governor, Mr. Peter Obi, and the Senator representing Anambra Central Senatorial District, Chief Victor Ume, attended the event. In his homily, Bishop Ezokafo highlighted Lady Roselyn's lifelong dedication to supporting and caring for seminarians, commending her devotion to Catholic faith and commitment to serving God and humanity. Bishop Ezokafo urged Christians to prioritize heaven as their ultimate goal and to live righteous lives to inherit God's everlasting kingdom. Some stakeholders from Nise and Nimo, Chief Emeka Ayatele and Chief Shimezie Reginald, respectively, expressed condolences to the bereaved family, encouraging them to find solace that Lady Rosalind lived a virtuous life. The children of the deceased, Chief Anyora, Mrs. Mary Anyekwe, and Mrs. Eziamaka Emegwalo, remembered their mother as a peace-loving and passionate woman. The event was concluded with dance performances and condolence receipts. Emmanuel Shibata, for ABS News.
In a similar development, the funeral ceremony of late Mrs. Antonia Nwakodo has been held in her compound of Unetiti Aboj village, Oba, in Idemili South Council area of Anambra State. The late Mrs. Nwakodo, who was the mother-in-law of Mrs. Ngozi Kenwaka of Programs Department of Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS Onitsha, was aged 97. The report.
Attracted in-laws, friends, well-wishers, relatives, among other high-profile dignitaries who came to pay last respects to late Mrs. Nwakodo. In a homily, the officiating priest, Reverend Father Ken Maria Honora, who admonished the congregation to assess their lives and live in accordance with God's commands, as they will be like the dead someday, pointed out that death is the inevitable price for every mortal. The clergy recall that through baptism, man died with Christ and will rise with him on the resurrection morning, and called on the bereaved family to follow their mother's footsteps.
If your mother is in heaven, it's a challenge, every one of you, that you yourself must strive to make that same heaven.
Speaking to the ABS, the sons of the deceased, Messrs. Obiora Nwakodo and Ikechukwu Nwaka, described their late mother as a courageous and hardworking woman who instilled the spirit of responsibility in them, calling on their siblings to carry on the good legacies she left behind. Her daughter, Mrs. Rosalind Ako, expressed gratitude to God for the success of the event, described her mother as a kind and generous woman, pace-setter, and a go-getter. She prayed God to grant her soul eternal rest. Her daughters-in-law, Mrs. Mary Nwakodo, Mrs. Ngozi Ikenwaka, and Mrs. Ifoma Nwakodo, described her as a compassionate and hardworking mother, called on the family members to maintain peace and unity in the family, as exemplified by the life their mother-in-law lived.
Onwe nwunye mmadụ ife kama mmadụ onye ọzọ ya na-eri na ya nwe iburu ọnụ ana ọ bụrụ onye na-eji ọsọ ewe iwe ọ na-enwe ndidi n'ihe ọbụla ọ na-eme.
Others who bore testimonies of good life lived by late Mrs. Nwakodo include her grandchildren, Mr. Onyekachukwu Nnodebe, Mr. Ogonna Nwakodo, relatives, Reverend Emmanuel Anosike, and Mr. Felix Nnamezie, among others, testified to the charitable life of late Mrs. Nwakodo and prayed for all to tap from her longevity. Condolence visit by in-laws, friends, and well-wishers added glamour to the funeral ceremony. From Aboji Oba, Ifunanya Nwankwo, reporting for ABS.
And with that, we come to the end of Breakfast News this morning. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television, Oka, on X at ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. The main point again, we told you that Governor Soludo has restated his commitment to human capital development as more communities are projecting Igbo cultural heritage through their events. We also told you that the National Human Rights Commission has expressed worries over increasing cases of child abandonment in the country, as Pakistan is to conduct national security review amid standoff with Iran. Remember again that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the tasks ahead. And that's the news this morning. Thanks for joining us. I am David Okpokwasele.